going on, everybody? My name is Routine, and it's been a while, as well as welcome to my 2025 recap. Um, yeah, it's been a while since you guys have last heard from me. It's been a good solid whopping 3 months. Yeah, 3 months, hasn't it? And a lot has happened since you all have since I've been on since I haven't been on here. A lot of things have happened over the past good second half of the year since I genuinely, but yeah, it's been a while, and I'm gonna discuss more in detail at near the end of this recap onto why I've been gone. And simply put, I am going to be. So simply put, honestly, I'm going to go in detail to why I genuinely wanted to sit down and talk about this, but we'll get to that. But for now, for basically the good half of the video, I'll be discussing everything I have done in this year off, on and off of YouTube, as well as basically near the end I discuss why I've been gone, for why I basically was gone for a good hot while. So let's begin. So at the beginning of the year, as I said in my 2024 recap, I wanted to do a let's play on the Sonic Riders games, namely the first game, Sonic Riders Zero Gravity. Unfortunately, due to some laptop issues due to performance issues I had, I couldn't do a full let's play on it. I only did let's play on Zero Gravity, which I honestly felt like I did that game justice, and I think that I did a really good job when it came to quality. It was something that I genuinely wanted to do for the longest time, and you all really seemed to enjoy it. And it was actually perfect timing, considering that Sonic Racing Crossworlds was announced, which we'll talk about later. But as for different side of things, one of the movies that was announced last year that came out at the beginning of this year was One of the Days, starring SZA and Keke Palmer. Overall, this was a really funny movie. Definitely wild and unhinged, which you will be hearing me a lot say that. And it's genuinely a really funny movie, and I hope to see more movies like this in the future with more black actors. That's one of the things I've seen this year in terms of the movie side of things. In terms of another movie that I saw this year was actually a movie I saw way later, because at the time I couldn't I didn't get a chance to saw it, but it is by far one of my favorite films of the year, and that is Sinners. I absolutely love this movie. Ryan Coogler did a phenomenal job of the way it portrayed black culture, as well as the way it handled the vampires and how they are basically a hive mind. And the way they handled it was so well done, and I overall love a lot of the work that Ryan Coogler has done. Which don't worry, we will be getting to more of his works later on when we get further in. But yeah, absolutely love Sinners. Definitely a really great movie. And I love how it tells how it links between the past, present, and future. And still, that tagline, and as we all know, the main tagline of the film is "Dance with the Devil," which I find very symbolic, strangely. But anyway, another thing, in terms of things I was also looking forward to this year, another thing I was also looking forward to was the season 2B, the final few episodes, which, if you don't know what that is the final batch of episodes for Moon Girl Devil Dinosaur season 2. Just to reiterate what I said in my 2024 recap, basically the show unfortunately got canceled. Got canceled mid-season 2 when all the episodes of season 4 got completely released on Disney Plus, which is literally half of the season, and as we all know, no one can watch all those episodes on a single day. And it sucks because in the beginning, the show was not well advertised, and this was something that I was worried about ever since the show came out. And I wish that the show lasted longer, but honestly, they went all out with the ending. I love how they handled the ending, and for those who have seen the season 2 finale, I like how all the former villains became the heroes of the LES. And it is a bonus that this show is by far one of my favorite cartoons of all time. And it sucks that the series never really got a chance to really fly. So it was sad to see it. It was honestly sad to see that series end. And as it was definitely a fun series that I genuinely hope. Considering that season 3 was already fully written, and I read an article about that, to where season 3 was already fully written. The crew wasn't guaranteeing it was going to happen, but they did say they would have loved to tell that story. And it's sad to see that it will sadly not happen. But you never know. But yeah, that's another thing. That was one of the things I was looking forward to. And also at the beginning of this year, I also check out the anime series Dandadan. This anime was recommended to me by a classmate at school. At the beginning of this year. He gave me a warning about the first episode, and that warning that he gave me was well deserved in season 1, because for those who have seen the show, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But this series is overall one of my favorite series / anime I have seen this year, as it is by far the one that made me laugh the most. Ken Takakura is one of my new recent favorite fictional characters. It's actually yes, I'm calling him by his real name and not the nickname that Momo gave him. But I love this series. I checked out both season 1 at the beginning of this year, and during the summer I checked out season 2. And as for season 3, season 3 is currently in production. However, it won't be coming out until 2027, and when the anime comes back, it'll be adapting the Space Globalist arc from the manga, which I have been reading, and it's really good. So, though we have to wait another year, I honestly can't wait to see more from this series. But fun. Yeah, it was fun. hold on. Yeah. In terms of other series that I saw this year. Back on the in terms of other series I saw this year, I also checked out another anime, that being Gachakuda, which was a recommendation from my best friend. Overall, this anime is also in these is also extremely fun. It's also really good. I love the pit and how they were putting on the pit in the ground, and um and on the ground, as well as it tackling the topics of classism, as well as what we deem as trash. And man, the characters are just as are very odd and crazy. Um, but at the time of me recording this, season 1 is not really done yet. Well, technically the sub is, but the dub only has like 2 episodes left, as the season is set to have 24 episodes. Because the Gachakuda video game was actually recently announced. I wasn't expecting it to be announced since season 1 isn't done yet, but yeah, can't wait to see. But can't wait to see more, since season 1 will be finishing up a few about in a couple of weeks. But yeah, those are basically the anime I have seen. So on to the Marvel stuff. Yeah, the Marvel side of things. As for Marvel, as well as for Marvel, in terms of in terms of in terms of I'll just point out the 2 games. In terms of games, Marvel Rivals. I played Marvel Rivals this year. Now, this is a game that, as you all know, I have obtained the Platinum Trophy in. It was 2 months of luck-based RNG hell, but I did it. And genuinely, overall, it's a really fun third-person shooter, which is one of my favorite gaming genres, and it was a lot of fun, despite my gripes with the way it handled. Despite my gripes with it, I genuinely had a lot of fun with it, and I also played the Marvel 2-Con Fighting Souls, both the first and second closed beta. Overall, I really enjoyed the second closed beta a lot more, since Sony actually sent me the second one early this time, and I wanted to make a video dedicated to it, but alas, at the time I just didn't really have the time to make any videos. So I wanted to make a video dedicating to showcasing it. Since I really think it's fun. I love the art style of the game, and I like the mechanics it has. It's a live service game, which I know is quite a spotty topic now, which I know has been a very spotty topic to talk about, but I think it will be a fun game, and it was made by the same people who made Dragon Ball FighterZ. So overall, I had a lot more fun with the second closed beta, and I can't wait to see what the full release will entail. What the full release will entail for Marvel 2-Con. So yeah, that's Marvel on the games front, but on to the movie front of things. To the movie and TV show front. Now, in terms of shows, since that's what I saw this year, in terms of shows, I checked out. In terms of shows, I checked out. in June, I checked out Ironheart, which is by far my favorite show I've seen this year. I mainly because it actually felt like a story was actually being told for once. Since I'm gonna be real, it felt like Marvel movies were not telling any from a story after the Infinity Saga. It just felt like doing whatever they felt like, doing whatever the heck they felt like doing in post Endgame. And though I did like some post Endgame stuff like Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, and Deadpool Wolverine, as well as Thor: Love and Thunder, which I thought was alright, but honestly, this was a series I genuinely really enjoyed. Ironheart, it was really enjoyable. I enjoyed Ruby's character. I know that this series is like ungodly split. And I'm one of the people who genuinely really enjoyed the show. Well, really, because it felt like there was actually something going on, and I really overall enjoyed it, and hopefully, maybe, possibly, you can get a season 2. Who knows? The other show, another show I also saw this year was Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, the other Marvel show I saw. This one I knew what was still going on, but the thing is, at the same time, I didn't, because the marketing for Marvel movies and shows has been extremely bad. It has been extremely lackluster since nobody knows what's going on. I know that I missed out on a couple of other shows like Marvel Zombies, which I haven't seen, but I don't know if I will, in all honesty. Yeah, but I don't know if I will, in all honesty. But overall, it was a genuinely really good series. I love the art style. I like the characters. This series is actually set to get a season 2 next year, here in the fall, during the fall, which I can't wait to see. It was really good. I love Peter's design. I think Peter's design is really cool, and hope to see more from this world, in this series. Also, quick side note: the series also has a really great voice cast. You got Zena Robinson, and Kerry Walgren, Roger Craig Smith, Travis Wilhelm, Iris Fuentes. A lot of big names in there. Yeah, so Disney really has a great voice. It has a really great voice cast. Yeah, and a really great one. Now on to the movie front of Marvel, which on to the movie side of things of Marvel. In terms of movies, I checked out Thunderbolts, which overall that was it was a not half bad movie. I genuinely really enjoyed how the movie tackled depression as well as how society views certain people. And it's been honestly been really a really enjoyable movie, but they definitely got Marvel back on their feet, getting their footing back. Another movie the following movie I saw later when it came to digital storefronts was Fantastic Four: First Steps, and that honestly is not one of my favorite films of the year because there's been a lot of great character moments. My personal favorite moment is easily the moment where Reed was talking to his son and be like, "I want you to see what kind of person you are." I thought that was a really nice and wholesome moment. And I like how he realized that they had to use Franklin as bait, which he didn't want to say that loud, but he didn't want to. But yeah, that was really nice. Oh yeah, forgot to mention the TV show front. I also saw Eyes of Wakanda, which was a nice little miniseries, and I like how it tells the story of Wakanda basically stealing back their artifacts. Just want to mention that. But that's it for the Marvel side of things I did this year, and the games I played from Marvel, as well as Marvel content. But on to on to one more anime I saw this year, which was Dragon Ball Daima. Overall, I really enjoyed this series. I was highly skeptical when it was first announced back in 2023, I believe. But overall, I genuinely really enjoyed it. I like how Goku was exploring the demon in the game. We were exploring the demon realm and how it felt like classic Dragon Ball with it. How it felt like classic Dragon Ball, and I genuinely really enjoyed the demon realm and the world building. I love Majin Ku and Do. And I love how they made Super Saiyan 4 canon now, which though raises a lot of questions in my case, but I really enjoyed it, and hopefully, I'm not sure what's gonna go on with the franchise moving forward now that Toriyama sadly passed. Akira Toriyama sadly passed away, but we'll just have to wait and see what happens. And I hope we get more content from it in the future. Since, well, as we all know, in the future. But yeah, that's it for the anime front of things. Now on to some animated movies, since that's the thing that I grew up. Since that's the thing that that's mostly known from my end, and I'm a big animation geek. But anyway, in terms of anime movies I saw this year, at when it was released back in June, I checked out Elio from Pixar, and man, this movie deserved better and genuine. By far one of my favorite things here. I like how it tackled loneliness and the way how it made feel, and I feel bad that the movie was not marketed very well, and it was not handled. It was not well handled. The marketing was not well handled, and considering that this movie also had an extremely troubled production, also because of the pandemic, it also had a big major issue because Pixar is not doing too hot right now, as we all know. Because of Elio's failure, Pixar does have another movie coming out called Hoppers, which comes out in March of next year 2026. I'm hoping that movie does well to hopefully, get them back on their feet. Since it's kind of get them back on their feet. Hopefully, since they're not doing too hot. But in terms of stuff from Pixar, earlier this year I also checked out their miniseries Win or Lose, which is one of my favorite series I've seen this year. Another one of my favorite series. I like all the character designs from it, as well as all the characters. I like how it takes that each new episode we get focus on a different character, and it genuinely is really. I really like the content. It's genuinely really cool. I really enjoy that. So I don't know if I really enjoy that, even though I know that series also had a trouble production. This series also had trouble production as well. But yeah, that's another one for Pixar. One of my favorite animation series, if you all didn't know. Speaking of Pixar, I also rewatched the Cars trilogy. The Cars trilogy 1, 2, and 3. The first one is easily one of my favorite movies of all time. One of my first special interests with cars, in case you all don't know. As for Cars 2, I know a lot of people, and I do mean a lot of people think that the movie is not good, but I don't think the movie is as bad as everyone says it is. In fact, I think it's a good movie that just suffers from a lot of issues, considering the amount of cut stuff that there was in there. But I actually but I don't think it is as bad as everyone says it is. I think a lot of it is just over dramatic, much like most movies that are labeled as quote unquote bad. And as for Cars 3, I genuinely really. And as for Cars 3, and as for Cars 3, I really enjoy Cars 3. Cars 3 is just that I know that this series had a lot of things cut from it. Like recently back in August, a lot of the lead scenes for Cars 3 got leaked, and we got to see what the original story was, which the plot of the movie was gonna be way different. But maybe perhaps if the movie had another year of development, we could have saw that. But yeah, I really enjoy this franchise. Easily one of my favorite film franchises out there, considering it's a really niche audience. Since I'm part of a niche community, so it makes sense. At least for me. Other animated movies I saw this year was The Smurfs 2025, which by far remains to be one of the weirdest movies I have seen this year. Alongside the Minecraft movie, which also was pretty weird, but that movie is also weird, and this movie fits the weird category. Overall, the movie is, wouldn't say isn't all that bad. It's just mostly, it's mostly there, and they have extreme gripes with it. But overall, it's an alright movie. It's just that it just suffers from a lot of issues. It just suffers from a lot of issues I just have with it. Also I also saw The Bad Guys 2. Which this was a really great sequel. It was funny and it is way more adult than I thought it would be in some form of comedy, and it is really funny sequel, a really good one, and I can't wait to see what DreamWorks has cooking up next. And as for things that we're actually nearing the end of the discussion part of the video. As for Disney, I also saw the live action Lilo and Stitch remake, which I thought was decent, considering that I was not a fan of a lot of the changes they've done, especially with Palikli and Jumba and Captain Gantu being completely written out for some reason. And yeah. So overall, I thought that the live action remake was decent, considering that I skipped out on most of them, and for good reason. So, yeah, this one is decent, but I wouldn't decent, and decent, and it's now all bad. So pretty much that is basically it for all the movies I've seen. for all of the movies I've seen this year, as well as yeah, though, well, not well, all well, not no, actually not in for all the movies this year. One final mention I will mention in terms of movies is I also saw Superman 2025, which great movie. Lex is completely unhinged, completely. He is one hell of an unhinged individual who tried to prove a point while the entire planet was about to get wiped out, but just so he can prove a point. But honestly, I love the way that they handled him and how they make him more human, and now they make him more human as he sees the value and now the rest of the value in all life, and I genuinely I love the ending shot, and I love the scene where Clark Kent speaks to his dad. That was a really great moment, as well as him showcasing the memories of his dad, especially the ending. And that played the song "I'm a Punk Rocker." That was a really sweet moment. But yeah, that is basically pretty much all the things I have watched and seen this year. Overall, I would say this year was very messy in terms of pop culture, definitely. But in terms of like in terms of like in terms of like movie the show's been very messy. As for all the things I've done, for one, I graduated high school, and I also turned 19. Yep, I am 19 years old. I'm almost 20. And as I've gotten older and getting to more young adult content, which I've been really enjoying in the form of a couple of series made for older audiences, and yeah, genuinely, it was quite the year for me. Very important year, actually. But on to the main part of the video, to the next part of the video, and that is, well, why I was gone for 3 months. Yeah, why I was gone for 3 months, because after that video I made on the Sonic Racing Crossbows open network test, I haven't went back. Mainly because at the time a lot was happening, and frankly I just didn't find the time to record anything, and simply because I was in with a lot of, well, not like I was burnt out or anything, it was just I felt like that I genuinely didn't know. I genuinely felt like, what do I do going forward, since with the current state of YouTube and everything that's currently going on, I don't know that, like, if I have genuinely, if I genuinely stand out from other content creators on this platform, like if I have, why I, like, if there's like genuinely an audience that's there, and I don't know if I know that's watching, and if anyone's watching my vids, and I felt that way for a good while, and I had thoughts about just, retiring and hanging it up, and I still feel that way, and I don't know if I want to or not. And genuinely, I really do feel that way, and I don't know if, like, there's like an audience, and if there's like any form of like major fan demand from a lot of you, then I may just come back. But if not, then, well, hey, I had fun doing this. Well, I did. I had fun. I had fun doing this. Cause yeah, I did actually make 2 platinum videos. One of me getting the platinum for TMNT Mutants Unleashed, and for Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. 2 platinum videos I made. I just recently platinumed Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. It was very grindy, but it was actually doable. But I had a lot of fun. It's one of my favorite games I played this year. But yeah, it feels I did notice the viewership on my platinum video for Cars 3 Driven to Win, and it seems like that video shows that there's actually a massive audience for Cars, which is genuinely really fascinating. Since as someone who's a big fan of the franchise, I actually want to make more video on it, covering the games, like the first movie game, Cars 2, Cars Race-A-Rama, and Driven to Win. I had like a lot of like big plans I want to do for my channel, like discussion videos, just simply talking about whatever's on my mind, like basically like the ranking video I did of ranking all the Transformers movies. I had a lot of fun doing that, and I want to make more videos like that, but I don't know if any of you guys are interested, or yeah. But yeah, genuinely, that's the main reason why I never really returned. I just got I did get a bit busy with just me basically living. I just don't know if if there's like an audience that's watching, and mainly because I just felt I just wasn't too sure if anybody was watching. That's the main reason why. But those are my overall thoughts. That was overall my 2025. I have been basically talking for a good solid 37 minutes. Future me will have a bunch of editing we'll have to do, but yeah, overall that's my 2025. I wanted to say thank you so much for listening. As I sit here talking, hopefully, cheers to hoping 2026 will be a less chaotic year, and overall, if there's enough fan demand, then hey, I might just come back. But for now, I'm just gonna basically be here. I'm just gonna hang here. But yeah, overall that's my 2025. So thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to my content, and yeah, if there's enough fan demand, I may possibly see you next year. And if that's the case, then hey, cheers to hoping I will see you all next year. So thank you guys so much for watching, and maybe I might possibly see you in 2026.